Hey everybody, welcome back to the Master Plan of Evangelism video series. This is video number 2 on chapter 2, the chapter called Association. Last time we read about selection, how Jesus chose 12 disciples to really heavily invest in. Chapter 2 talks about how he associated with them, how Jesus made it a practice to be with them. He kept them at a high priority. He spent more time with his disciples than anyone else combined on the entire planet. And there were advantages to that. You see, the disciples, they saw Jesus in every different aspect. They saw his life and how he fully wrapped it around God. See, in traditional models, you got the leader, and then you got the leader's followers, right? And there's this gap. There's boundaries, what we call. But Jesus kind of erased them. And he came down and he associated with his disciples. He spent day, evening, hour, days, months, years with them. I mean, he just really heavily invested in them. Now, I understand that the level in which Jesus spent time with his disciples, it's not practical for us here at Vintage. Because when we've got work, we've got school, I mean, many of us aren't going to be rabbis, and most of us aren't going to make a living going from city to city with a group of disciples ministering to people. I understand that. But what I think we can learn from this is what I think how you and I can practically live this principle out in our context is this. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 16, Paul says, man, be careful as to how you live, not as unwise, but wise. And then he says, make use of every opportunity. In the ESV version, it says, make use of your time. And so what I think you and I need to do, what I want to challenge us to do, is to really evaluate our schedules. See what needs to be there and see what has give. What we can play around with, what we can manipulate as far as our schedule, what we can free up for our eGroup members, eGroup leaders. Man, your eGroup members, they need to see you living for God in every different kind of scenario. Not just in your eGroup context, not just in the context of a Bible study or discussion. They need to see how you wrap your life around God at home, out in public, practically in your other relationships, that sort of thing. And so what I want to challenge us to do, both coaches and eGroup leaders, is to look at our schedules and see how we can be wise with our time and how we can open up some time to invest in the relationships that God has put on our plate. Chapter 2 on page 46, the author Robert Coleman says that Jesus did this because he knew this is what he needed to do in order to train them to evangelize the world, to be the next leaders, to spread the gospel. They needed to see this. And I really believe the same goes for the people here at Vintage. They need to see you as our leaders, how you practically love God, how you wrap your life around Him, how you make wise choices. So that's my challenge to us for this week. As always, you got any questions, you need anything, don't hesitate. Call me, shoot me a text or an email. At eGroup leaders, you can ask your coach, they're available. Yeah, I'm excited, praying things are going well. Prayed for you guys this morning, and if you need anything, just let me know. All right? Grace and peace.